Starting out as a data analyst, most beginners make one big mistake that slows down their entire career growth. Let's talk about what it is, and more importantly, how you can avoid it. Now, when people start learning data analysis, the first thing they do is dive headfirst into tools. They open up SQL tutorials, start downloading Python libraries, or spend hours making beautiful dashboards in Tableau or Power BI. And don't get me wrong, these tools are extremely important. You absolutely need them. But here's the mistake: beginners focus only on tools and forget the bigger picture. They believe that if they just master Excel, SQL, or Python, they'll automatically become great analysts. But the truth is, tools are just a means to an end. What actually makes you stand out as a data analyst is not how many libraries you know, but whether you can solve business problems with data. Let me give you an example. Imagine a beginner data analyst is given a dataset of company sales. They quickly create a dashboard showing revenue trends, sales by region, and top-selling products. It looks impressive. But then, the manager asks, why did revenue suddenly drop in the South region last quarter, and what should we do about it? This is where most beginners get stuck. The dashboard shows what happened, but it doesn't explain why it happened or what actions to take next. And that's the gap. Without context, even the most beautiful dashboard is meaningless. See, the biggest mistake beginners make is forgetting that analysis is about answers, not charts. The tools help you process data, but your real job is to connect the dots and tell a story that helps businesses make decisions. Now, let's talk about why this mistake can really slow down your growth. First, tools change. Maybe today, everyone is talking about Python and Tableau. Tomorrow, it could be Julia and some AI-powered visualization tool. If your career is built only on tools, you'll always be running behind, trying to catch up. Second, companies don't pay you for writing SQL queries. They pay you for solving problems. If you can answer questions like, why are customers leaving, or which product will sell best next quarter, you are instantly more valuable than someone who can just generate a bar chart. So, what should beginners do instead? Number 1. Focus on problem solving. Always ask yourself, what business question am I answering with this analysis? For example, instead of saying, I'll plot revenue by month, think, I want to find out whether seasonality impacts revenue, and what that means for our sales strategy. Number 2. Learn data storytelling. This is the ability to present insights in a way that non-technical people can understand. Imagine you are talking to the marketing team. They don't want to see p-values and regression formulas. They want to hear, customers who receive personalized emails are 40% more likely to buy again. That's data storytelling, turning numbers into a clear, actionable narrative. Number 3. Build domain knowledge. This is such an underrated skill. If you are analyzing data for a healthcare company, learn the basics of healthcare metrics. If you're working in finance, understand how revenue, profit, and risk are calculated. When you combine technical skills with domain knowledge, you instantly stand out as someone who gets it. And number 4, balance tools and thinking. Yes, learn SQL. Yes, learn Python and Tableau. But don't just stop there. Pair those technical skills with strong critical thinking and communication. That combination is what makes you a true analyst. Now here's a pro tip for beginners in 2025. Don't just practice on random datasets you download from Kaggle. Instead, pick real-world projects that mimic business problems. For example, do a sales forecasting project. Or analyze customer churn, find out which customers are most likely to leave. Or work on market segmentation, grouping customers based on behavior. Why does this matter? Because when you go to interviews or show your portfolio, employers aren't just looking for someone who knows syntax. They want to see if you can think like a problem solver. A portfolio with 3 or 4 strong business case projects will beat someone who just lists SQL, Excel, Python on their resume. Let me tell you a quick story here. I know someone who spent 6 months learning only Python libraries, pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib. They got really good at writing code. But when they went for their first interview, the recruiter asked, how would you analyze why profits are dropping in our e-commerce business, and they froze. They had no framework to connect data to business. Meanwhile, another beginner with just average Python skills but strong problem-solving ability easily cracked the interview by explaining how they'd explore revenue trends, check customer segments, and identify areas of loss. The recruiter didn't care if the graphs were perfect, the thinking process was what stood out. And that's the point. In the real world, you're hired for your thinking, not your tools. So, to wrap it up, what's the biggest mistake every beginner data analyst makes? It's focusing only on tools instead of building problem solving, storytelling, and domain knowledge. If you avoid this mistake, you'll not only grow faster, but you'll also stand out from the crowd. You'll become the analyst who doesn't just make dashboards, but the one who drives real business impact. And remember this, tools will always change, but problem solving will never go out of style. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more data career tips. Your growth as an analyst depends on the skills you choose to focus on, so choose wisely.